7 days from now, on February 23, former President Rodrigo Duterte's confirmation of charges hearing begins at the ICC. What can we expect? Let's ask ICC-accredited lawyer Gilbert Andres. He is also the common legal representative for the victims in the case. Good evening, Attorney Andres.
Good evening, Seth, Sean, and Pauline.
Before we go to the confirmation of charges hearing, if we can discuss the release of that list of co-perpetrators by the ICC, isn't it, odd that a list is out before any even charges are made, formal charges?
Well, it's not odd, Cesar, because it's within the prosecutorial discretion of the Office of the Prosecutor to release a lesser redacted version. In fact, this was already filed last July 4 of 2025. So ang kaibahan lang po, lesser redacted. At ang nakita po natin, yung mga other co-perpetrators together with Mr. Duterte. So nakita natin yung 8 mga pangalan.
So hindi na po bago yan. Dati na-release na, redacted lang.
Opo, talagang nakalagay lang doon, redact. Yun pong letters A to H.
Okay, and
Opo.
why naman hindi na siya redacted ngayon? What's the significance? And, Kaufman says it's because of the upcoming hearing, confirmation of charges hearing, rather.
Okay, let's look at the rules and the articles. Bakit ba ni-redact? If there's a harm or a security risk to potential victims and witnesses. Now, I think the Office of the Prosecutor, in accordance with its prosecutorial discretion, nakita nila na releasing the names of the co-perpetrator may not actually do harm dun sa potential victims at witnesses. Kaya nirelease po nila yan. At I think they also want to provide the public with the context of the charges against Mr. Duterte. That's why they released a lesser redacted version.
Okay. Attorney, sa akin, as a layperson, when I saw yung common plan, kumbaga, can we say this is sort of like a preview into how the prosecution will argue the case against former President Duterte? Kumbaga, may common plan, ito yung mga players, may flowchart pa. Ganun ho ba yun?
Yes, I think so. And I think hindi naman yan sikreto, na simple lang naman yung papakita ng prosecutor, papakita nila na talagang may systematic at widespread attack on the civilian population. Kasi isa po yan sa mga elemento ng crimes against humanity for murder. At actually, sa tingin ko lang, sisimplihan lang nila yung pag-present nila ng evidence at arguments against Mr. Duterte.
Pero does this mean arrest warrants are forthcoming against these personalities named?
Okay, 2 answers. Number 1, as to arrest warrants, we don't really know for sure why. Technically, any application for an arrest warrant is sealed. It is secret. But secondly, if we just follow the logic of the document containing charges, it's just logical to expect that there might be a potential arrest warrant in the future.
Okay. Now, Senator Lacson has spoken and said if there should be they should be these officials, current officials or former, should be given the opportunity to be to contest it before a local court. What do you think of that?
Okay, dalawang sagot din assuming there's an arrest warrant. Okay, ang problema kasi yung rules of procedure na in-issue ng Supreme Court last October is on extradition. At nag-apply lang po yan, base sa rules on extradition, sa mga states po. Now, the ICC is not a state. It's an international organization. So, hindi po papasok doon sa rules on extradition. Saan papasok yung ICC arrest warrant? In a hypothetical situation. Papasok po siya doon sa Republic Act 9851. It's our International Humanitarian Law Act, Section 17. Kung may pong person na nasa Pilipinas who's being investigated or prosecuted before an international tribunal, pwede po siyang i-surrender ng Philippine authorities. Now, naging state practice po, Sa naging example po, si Mr. Duterte ay sinurrender nga ng Pilipinas, si Mr. Duterte sa ICC. So baka yung pong pwedeng gawin.
For Senators Bongo and Bato de la Rosa, can an arrest be carried out, attorney, while Senate is in session?
Well, ganito na lang yan. When it comes to the Senate being in session, siguro a matter of courtesy, hindi. But when nasa labas na po yung isang sitting senator, labas po ng premises ng Senate, pwede po siyang ma-aresto. In fact, my position, and this is my opinion, is that the Senate should not be a safe haven for anyone who's being charged, accused, or being a subject of an arrest warrant for an international crime.
Okay. At meron po ba tayong difference technically and legally if we say co-perpetrator, co-conspirator, magka-level po ba yun or is one more grave than the other?
Okay, ang co-conspirator, it's really a Philippine domestic legal concept. Ang indirect co-perpetrator, that's an international criminal law concept po, nasa Article 25 ng Rome Statute. Na ang ibig sabihin lang nito, hindi naman pwedeng isang tao lang ang gagawa ng systematic at widespread attack against the civilian population. So ibig sabihin, mayroon pa po siyang mga indirect co-perpetrators. Yan nga po na pangalan, yung 8 names na yan. Now, syempre, mayroon ding direct perpetrators. Yan po talaga yung mga pumatay at pumaslang dun sa naging war on drugs. Kaya I think it just giving a overall context dun sa confirmation of charges. Kaya sa tingin ko po, pinalabas po yung lesser redacted version ng Office of the Prosecutor.
But now, Attorney Kaufman is saying it's political, and could this throw a monkey wrench on the confirmation of charges hearing?
I don't think so. Why? Number one, the chamber does not consider, the chamber of the International Criminal Court does not consider any political considerations. Now, ang pagsasabi na ng political yan, it's an interpretation already. And anyone can make their own interpretation based on what their agenda is. But for the Office of the Prosecutor, it has that prosecutorial discretion in accordance with the Rome Statute and the Rules of Procedure and Evidence to show a lesser redacted version.
But, attorney, what's the likelihood that the ICC will go after the co-perpetrators? Doesn't the ICC usually go for the most guilty, especially when it comes to crimes against humanity?
Tama naman po yan. But again, that's a separate process. Kasi ang issue ngayon sa confirmation of charges hearing is yung case against Mr. Duterte. That's why it's prosecutor versus Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Now, for the other cases, under the Philippine situation, there will be another process for that. At ang first step po dyan ay yung application for an arrest warrant. In fact, sabi ko, may narinig ako, isa sa inyo nagsabing, wala pa namang charges. Tama yan. Wala pa namang document containing charges
Correct.
against these 8 persons.
Yeah.
Kasi baliktad po sa ICC. Baliktad po siya sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas kasi, charge mo na ng information, tapos magpapalabas ng arrest warrant. Sa ICC, baliktad. Magpapalabas mo na ng arrest warrant. Di ba? Yan yung naging experience kay Mr. Rodrigo Duterte. Nakita po natin yan nung March, di ba? Palabas ng arrest warrant. Tapos yung document containing the charges, final po nung July 4.
So it's the same procedure that will happen to the 8.
Well,
Arrest
presumably,
warrant muna,
yes.
wala pa lang. Wow.
Pero
Yes,
related to that, attorney, so bale, itong nilesen nila yung pagka-redact ng document in preparation for confirmation of charges. So, magyayari ba is, base sa kung anong magyari doon sa arguments ng defense versus the prosecution, doon madedetermine whether or not mas malaki yung posibilidad na maglabas sila ng arrest warrant versus the 8?
Okay, a separate issue kasi yung arrest warrant is, sa confirmation of charges, ang magiging issue talaga dyan is whether may sufficient evidence to show na dapat pong ituloy sa trial yung counts 1, 2, and 3 against Mr. Duterte. Now, kaya i-separate natin yung issue na yun kasi ibang process po yun with respect to the 8.
All right, what could have led Ombudsman Boying Remulla to announce that there already was an arrest warrant? He saw some alert What other alerts are given before an arrest warrant is actually made or sent out? As
Okay,
explained to
so
us, I'll just put some context into my question because we had DILG Secretary Remulla here, his brother, who said that that alert didn't come from him, but from the ombudsman himself, who saw some kind of an announcement. Is there such a thing?
Okay, in my knowledge is if galing po sa ICC ang arrest warrant, meron po silang ang Office of the Prosecutor as well as the Interpol, meron po silang memorandum of agreement. Now, ang mangyayari po niyan, dahil ICC is not a state, it's an international organization, diffusion notice po. I think red diffusion notice po ang mangyayari. At papasa po yung arrest warrant na yan with the red diffusion notice doon sa state concern. Hindi siya ipapalabas sa lahat ng state members ng Interpol. There are about 196 or 195 state members. At sa context ng Philippines, diretso po yan sa Philippines at may office po dito yung Interpol,
Yeah.
dito sa Philippines, So, yun po yung magiging procedure po. Tapos, ang mag-implement naman po talaga niyan yung Philippine authorities din kasi ang Interpol po, it's really more of a mechanism to cooperate. It doesn't have its own police force.
Attorney, if charges are filed against these 8 co-perpetrators, is it possible for them to cooperate with the ICC? Let's say they become witnesses, protected witnesses, and testify against President Duterte to further strengthen the case of the prosecutor.
Okay, kung na-charge sila, ibig sabihin na-arrest sila, di ba? Kasi baliktad sa ICC. So na-arrest muna sila at mayroong document containing charges. Now, I think it's really malayo na po na magkaroon po sila ng any deal with the ICC kasi yun nga, na-arrest na sila at isa sila sa mga co-perpetrator. So mataas na level na yan. Kaya mukhang malabo po yung avenue na yan.
Okay. Attorney, sabi mo kanina, completely different story yung confirmation of charges at yung kaso ni Duterte dito sa 8 na na-mention sa documents.
Yes.
Ngayon, if we
Yes.
just focus on the 8, okay, so lumabas yung pangalan nila as a co-perpetrators. This is indicative or para lang ma-explain nung prosecution yung case nila at yung common plan. Ngayon, itong 8, ano po yung proseso for them to be arrested? Kumbaga, is it a whole other investigation that has to be undertaken individually for the 8 of them or maybe as a group? May ganun po ba? Or pwedeng meron, pwedeng wala?
Okay, actually yung investigation, it has been ongoing, okay, since 2018. Kasi ang investigation naman is into the Philippine situation. Now, mangyayari na lang dyan, mga specific cases under the umbrella ng Philippine situation. Now, ang next step dyan, base lang sa procedure ng ICC, mag-apply po ng isang arrest warrant. At syempre, sa arrest warrant na yan, meron ding mga evidence necessary to show na there's reasonable grounds to believe na dapat arrestuhin yung taong to. So, mayroong application for arrest warrant. Now, as to whether or not meron po, no one really knows outside of the office of the prosecutor and the chamber and the pretrial chamber kasi it's a sealed process. O lahat po ng mga sinasabi, to be frank, baka hypotheticals na po ito. Oo. Unless may na-issue ng arrest warrant at pinakita po sa mga taong concerned. So, yun po yung magiging proseso ulit. I-arrest po sila at then magkakaroon po ng initial appearance just like Mr. Duterte. And then after that, mag-schedule ng confirmation of charges hearing and then before the confirmation of charges hearing, magpa-file po yung OTP ng document containing the charges. At mayroon po itong mga kaibahan sa kay Mr. Duterte kasi ano ba yung specific na kinontribute nila doon sa common plan? Ano bang specific na actions na ginawa nila? It may be different from the actions of Mr. Duterte as stated in the document containing charges.
In the case of Secretary Aguirre, what was it?
Well, hindi pa natin alam, Ses, kasi ang alam lang natin is one paragraph, which is letter H. At i-expand pa yan kung meron pong application for arrest warrant, which again, is a sealed process. And then after that, kung magkaroon po ng separate na document containing charges. So doon po talaga yun i-amplify kung ano man po ay magiging charges.
Okay, we thank you very much for talking to us, ICC accredited lawyer, Attorney Gilbert Andres.